Hello guys and welcome back to our daily Marvel Future Fight series. This is Dr. Mischief, and today in our second episode of this daily series we will answer a sort of hanging question. Now, I take this question personally and to heart because I really love this team and these characters, and this question has not been given that much importance by new and veteran players alike, and I think it deserves a chance at being resolved. And that question is Team Pym still relevant? For those of you who don't know or are highly unaware of the team, Team Pym basically consists of the growing giant, Giant Man, Ant-Man, the shrinker we all know and love, and Yellow Jacket. Now, the background and purpose of me doing this isn't just because I love Team Pym as characters only, but because it poses an important role. Returning players who have this team developed don't quite know if they should still use it or invest in it to begin with. And for new players, well, they don't know whether to get it or not. So today, we will be taking a look at whether or not this team is farmable, playable, and overall still relevant. So now let's head on to the team settings just to see my team. So as you can see, I have sort of developed or put a lot of investment into these teams. So as you can see, I have a tier 2 Giant Man, tier 2 Ant-Man, and somewhere down there is tier 1 Yellow Jacket. Now, let's go through all of these first. So skills, I have it on level 6, even his tier 2. For Ant-Man, same thing. And for Yellow Jacket, they're all level 6 except for the tier 2 because I still need his biometrics. Alright? So, now just a simple breakdown. They have a really powerful team up bonus. Now, I think this is the most team up bonus you ever see in the game. So I guess that's a pro to them. So yeah, it's called Team Pym, literally all attack, critical rate, ignore defense, and then of course student and master. I don't know who this is. I think it's Giant Man and Ant-Man. All attack, all defense. A train wreck, that's Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket, all attack, critical rate. And 6-star character bonus, all attack, all defense, max HP. So if you take a look, the primary bonus that's being added to them is commonly all attack, which is really powerful because this team really just banks on the physical attack and the energy attack, but mostly physical because both Ant-Man and Giant Man are physical attackers, while Yellow Jacket's more of a energy attacker. So as you can see here, they're not the best of characters. There's surely other characters better than them, especially in the tier 2 list, but I think their power up somehow gives them that upper hand against certain characters. So what we're going to do today, we won't have a skill preview, I guess, just see my build or something. So for my ISO 8, it's sort of messy. I haven't fully awoken all of my 6 stars, haven't even gotten them to +5, but my set bonus power of Angry Hulk. So what does power of Angry Hulk do? Basically what it does is all attack, all speed, all defense, critical rate, and ignore defense. So I'm further increasing Giant Man's all attack and his critical rate, and also ignore defense, because ignore defense, like defense penetration, it kind of decreases the defense of the target so you can deal more damage, which is really nice. And this, as an added effect, there's an activation rate of 12% chance when attacking, increased by 22% of all attacks for 20 seconds. That is massive. Alright, now let's go to tier 2 Ant-Man. So same thing, ISO 8, barely any +5s, 2 fully awoken, I think these are Chaos ISO 8s, yep. And his set is Hawk's Eye. So what does Hawk's Eye do? It increases all attack, critical rate, critical damage, dodge, cooldown duration. So it's kind of like Giant Man's set, which is the power of Angry Hulk, but I feel like this is more geared towards Ant-Man because Ant-Man has a lot of dodge, he does a lot of critting damage, and he could benefit from the cooldown duration given his I think 5-star skill when he flies around on that little ant. Yeah, it's really useful, and it has the same bonus kind of passive there, the activation rate, similar to Giant Man. Now, those are the 2 hitters of my team, and basically Yellow Jacket's not really a filler, but he kind of helps out too in his own way. He lacks an ISO 8. Actually, we can suck at that right now. So what's his set? His set is Overdrive. So let's just fill in a... Can we combine this? Nope, we cannot combine it. So let's just equip him there just to see the set bonus. And there, overdrive. Basically, overdrive, it increases all attack, all defense, crit rate, crit damage, and ignore defense. So it's also the similar like bonus passive. So basically, he's the guy who, kind of like the Fall Guy, he's like the last resort of my entire team. So from experience, what I can say about this team is that it's really useful for me. I'm not sure with others, there are probably better characters out there once again, but as a returning player who has invested a lot on this team from earlier updates in the game, I find them still quite relevant, but here's to show why. So one method to see and to prove to you that it's sort of still relevant is, oh yeah, before I continue, how to farm these characters is pretty complicated now. Before, they used to be on special missions. Now, special missions now are just the new Avengers and the Inhumans. And another thing is like unlimited. In this update, it's like unlimited, so you can do up to 20 minutes. But I remember in the old updates, you could like enter 5 times. And when you reach 100%, you could like unlimited for 30 minutes. And that's not the only part. You could like and you don't necessarily need 5 entries to reach 100. Usually 2 entries on the highest level of the stage. Like for example, this one, if you do, will always have Paris number 6. You could already finish it in like 2 entries. So technically in a day, you could get like an hour of like grinding. So it was really easy to get these characters, and that's why I managed to get this team right here. Now, the only way these days is to get them through dimension rifts. So what happens is when you like search for dimension rift, you need to like find a specific a specific hero or villain or whatever character, and that's the way you grind them. But on the bright side, you can now specifically hunt for like Ant-Man. But because back then it was either Giant Man or Yellow Jacket, and Ant-Man was a shifter, and it was really a pain to like get him. But now I guess it's really easier. But still, not only is finding the dimension rift pretty hard, but you can only do it like I think once a day, so that kind of limits your grinding. It's still farmable somehow. So to test this out, let's go on to timeline battle. Now, as of now, I'm gold because I intentionally dumbed myself down just to get a bit more wins on my win streak. So right now I have 6 wins and 0 losses. It's just at the like reset point of the entire league. So I saved a couple of fights just to show you what teams can this setup Team Pym can beat, and which teams can they not beat. So surely we cannot beat Tier 2 Odin, Doctor Strange, and Dormammu. So if you have Team Pym, you want to skip that. And oh, okay, basically any team with Doctor Strange. If it was just Goliath, Ronan, and some other dude, I think we could have fought him, but he has a Doctor Strange, and that is terribly annoying. So this team is even worse. This is the same guy, I think. Come on, game. We need a better matchup. Still not. And I'm running out of money. Great. Seems like we'll have to lose on camera. Again, actually, if we have a team, if we fight a team with Sharon Rogers and 2 other people, I can show you we can beat Sharon Rogers easily. Tier 2 Elsa's another easy pick. Actually, if I run out of money, great. So basically, we can stop Wasp. We can somehow with Ant-Man, but after that, it's really difficult to deal with Sharon Rogers. It's either one or the other, and Doctor Strange is completely unanswerable by this team. I'm so sorry if I can't show it off to you right now because I want to save my win streak, but trust me when I say you'll get wrecked by characters such as Wasp, Doctor Strange, Dormammu, Odin, any of the Tier 2 world bosses. You get absolutely wrecked. But Tier 2 Iron Fist, manageable. Stuff like Shang-Chi, those kinds of guys, it's manageable. But I just can't do this fight right now. I'm sorry. So another way to like show off how kind of relevant or irrelevant Team Pym is Shadowland. But for this one, the first stage, I haven't done it yet. It's oh, so you get like a tier 2 ticket on your first clear reward, by the way. And so if you enter this, it's all speed characters. Now it would be idiotic to use Team Pym here or in any level unless there's like no level requirement or it's just one guy. But usually if you don't pick the battle tip, whatever it says in the battle tip, it'll get nerfed. For example, battle tip says combat type characters have an advantage. So if I pick someone like Ant-Man to fight this, it would be useless because they'll get nerfed down. And they're fighting speed characters, so it won't be that helpful, especially if I pick Yellow Jacket because he's an even tier 2. But as far as dealing with them individually is concerned, Ant-Man and Giant Man seem to hold out. I've yet to experience like tier 2 Yellow Jacket, but I've seen a lot of gameplay wherein tier 2 Yellow Jacket, especially with this new uniform, which by the way I do not have yet, even though I can buy it. I'm saving up for biometric selectors. He's actually pretty useful. It changes his 5th skill to like add an additional hit, and that's really powerful given his like stun leadership. And by the way, if you don't know the leadership of the characters, Giant Man gives a boost to health. I think Ant-Man has something to do with like dodging. Let's check it out real quick. So yeah, guaranteed dodge. Does he have leadership? What is his leadership? Oh yeah, here, the biggest hero. Get all speed, which is kinda not that helpful, and Yellow Jacket's that stun thing. Yeah, it's that stun thing. Alright, so now let's go on to story mode. So in story mode, given the latest updates of chapter 11 and chapter 12, which I have yet to finish, I seem to have like gone through 11.1, 11.2, 11.3, 11.4, blah, blah, and so on and so forth, up until 11.4, 3 star. Once I get to 11.5, 1 star. So this kinda shows how the team goes as far as story mode's concerned. I'm more than welcome to show like a quick demonstration, but it might take a while. In chapter 10, I managed to 3 star the last level with Team Pym. So I guess let's do 11.1 just to show you how this team can actually like cope with the new updates, and just to see how, you know, they deal with the new tier 2s. Especially in this level, I think they're like level 60, so it'll be evenly matched as far as I'm concerned. So I'll turn on autoplay so we can play the game, and I can also do some commentary. So the thing with chapter 11 and chapter 12 is to really test your team's strength, because the reason why I'm not using Yellow Jacket right now isn't just because he sucks, like I haven't developed him as much, but also because in these stages from chapter 11 to 12, if you don't use tier 2 characters, you are going to have a hard time. So for players who have already achieved like chapter 10, they're like done with it, but you don't have tier 2 character yet, I suggest you tier 2 at least like 2 or 3 characters, your main characters in your team, because you are not going to be doing any damage. So if you see here, like I'm doing damage in the range of thousands. If you're in, let's say, tier 1 Yellow Jacket, if I bring him out right now, he'll be only doing damage in the hundreds. So actually, let's do a quick swap later once he's done using his skill, and you'll see how much damage he does. See, it's just hundreds, which is also not that good. I think we're doing well just because this boss is like a really weak boss, but otherwise I wouldn't suggest using tier 1 characters. So let's check out the team up skill. So Giant Man uses his 4 star, I think, yeah, it's his 4 star skill, or his 4th skill rather. Ant-Man uses his 4th 2, I think, and Yellow Jacket, I did not see what Yellow Jacket did. But basically, it's a really powerful team up, especially given Giant Man's leadership, because all of their healths are like buffed up by a lot. And Giant Man gains more attack given his uniform and his tier 2 passive. So we breeze through that easily, you know, without the entire team being tier 2. And we got the biometric there, and we got some Uru. So it's not really that difficult to farm with them, I guess. But take note, as the levels progress, I guess you need to work on your gear for like levels like these if you want to 3-star them. But if 1-starring them just like your thing, then I don't really mind. But most people want to 3-star it so you can clear, use clear tickets. So, which is what I use most of the time. So, what about Villain Siege? So, I already completed Villain Siege for today. I'm so sorry, I suck at this. But one thing to take note of is, if you use Team Pym in like trying to complete Villain Siege hard, you will fail. You'll absolutely fail. So I already used Giant Man apparently and Ant-Man, so we only have like Yellow Jacket, which I can show off. But they're irrelevant in Villain Siege. I'll give you that. I will not sugarcoat it. It is absolute garbage in Villain Siege hard. If you want easy and normal, be my guest. But if you want to finish it all the way to hard, you might be better off with a different team, even with investment. Or maybe you could, but it'll be incredibly difficult. Now, I've been saving this for last, so let's see if we can take down a world boss. Now, take note, the other world bosses are locked, and I don't want to wait until for a week just to upload this video. So let's go with whatever we have right now. So Ebony Maw. So I've beaten Ebony Maw before, but I haven't unlocked him yet because I haven't fought him or won against him enough times to be able to successfully, get him. So I guess for Team Pym, your ally strikers don't really matter. For me, they don't really matter because I'm just picking my developed or sort of developed 6-star characters over the ones that I haven't yet. So let's actually hop on right to the game. So Ebony Maw, as you guys know, has a lot of these projectiles and crowd control. So basically for Team Pym, you want to start off with Giant Man taking in all the hits. Just basically use all of your skills. Spam him, oops, dodge that. Whenever you see that, just dodge. Use your power up as soon as possible, your team up skill. Then this 5th-star skill that I just used, or 5th skill rather, he gives you immunity for a while, immunity to all damage. So basically, you want to knock him down until he goes to the center of the stage and does his charge thing where he disappears and appears again. And then once he does it the first time, you want to swap out to Ant-Man to finish him off with the floating ant skill. So why do we want this? Later, or maybe in a while, I'll show you why this is there. So once he does this, you want to swap out to Ant-Man after using all your skills as Giant Man, because it will be a pain to deal with him at this point as Giant Man. Do not switch to Yellow Jacket unless you have to do. But yeah, I guess we use it. So now we use Ant-Man. So here, you use your 2nd skill combo and then your 4th skill. So basically, 2nd skill to get behind him or get out of the way, then or to wait for him to recharge, and then you use your 4th skill. Now, if you don't have your 4th skill yet, you can use your power up. So where is Edwin? Oh, so you use this 4th skill or power up. They're the same thing, and then you want to dodge and get out of this way because you're going to get hit and you're very frail. So basically, you use it repetitively. Sorry. You rinse and repeat. Boom. There. Don't use your other skills. It's very tempting, but it's also very risky at the same time because they don't do as much power and they don't guarantee you as much dodge. So right now I'm at low health. I think I kind of screwed up here because I've never tried doing this with commentary. So stick with me until the end. Doing lots of damage with Pym and the other characters, which is useful as well. And given Ant-Man's tier 2, we should be fine as long as we don't screw up. And Ebony Maw just did his final charge thing. At this point in time, basically going to dodge until we get our skills back and nope. Alright. So I might want to swap out in a while to deal with the other characters. Go. Control. See some boss. Where is dude? Alright. Oh, get smashed. Literally. Alright. Get that immunity. Spam skill. Oh, no. Alright, and Giant Man's down. I think we screwed this up. Hopefully not. Still got this. Except we lose firepower for the Giant Man. Power up. Up around. Sport. There we go. Come on, 300,000 more damage. Not that hard. Hopefully we don't screw this up, guys. Stick with me. Alright, so as you can see, it's really risky to run Team Pym these days with all these world bosses. It requires more of skill rather than luxurious farming on autoplay plus. Actually, in world bosses, what I'm trying to say is you really have to be serious about what you're doing. Make sure you're doing it properly. It requires a lot of strategy actually, but almost medium to high difficulty in terms of world boss if you have no skill at all. I'm sorry, you really need skill for this game. But Team Pym, it's no easy task, no easy thing to do if you don't do it properly, if you don't know how to use the team. So I'm just showing it to you off right now for you guys, so you know how to play this and you don't screw it up like me potentially, you know. And there, finally, that was actually pretty intense, and we did it in a little under 4 minutes, or 5 minutes rather, I'm not sure. Yeah, a little under 4 minutes. So we got even I'm panicking because I'm really tired. We got animators, Norn stones, other stones, this thing. So yeah, given Team Pym and some random shifters, we were able to, sorry, not shifters, allies, we were able to bait Nowhere Man, even more. So, given all this, what do I have to say regarding this team? A few points to note as a conclusion. Team Pym, in terms of farming, I'd give it easy to medium, given your luck on dimension rifts and your ability to clear. So, if you can clear dimension rifts really well, I would suggest Team Pym. But if you can't, it'll be a bit tricky. For story mode, I guess up to chapter 10, if you invest in them all the way to 6 star, like minus gears and stuff, and ISO 8 sets, you should be fine. You should do it incredibly well. For chapters 11 and 12, you need heavy investment to complete them. So if you don't have the money to invest in them, I suggest maybe save it for some other people. In terms of world boss, I guess all you need is tier 2 Ant-Man and the rest 6 stars. Fully developed in terms of gear up to level 15 only. Skills, of course, up to level 6. And you should be good. Given the strategy of the second skill and fourth skill combination with the team up skill, you should be fine for any boss, even Thanos. Maybe I'll show that off one day. And in terms of timeline battle, you should be good against any team. As long as you have tier 2 Giant Man or Goliath and tier 2 Ant-Man. Tier 2 Goliath or Giant Man can beat up like Iron Fist, Hulkbuster, Spider-Man, Silk, no problem. Ant-Man can deal with the rest like Sharon Rogers, like Cancer, what else? But a lot. But if we're talking about fighting tier 2 world bosses like Corvus Glaive, I forgot to pronounce his name, Ebonimo, this kind of stuff, especially Thanos and Odin and Dormammu, we are not going to stand a fighting chance against them. So given that, my honest opinion in this, for new players, don't invest in them. I mean, as fun as they seem to be to play with, they're not worth the investment these days. There are better options like Doctor Strange, just save your materials for him. What else? There's quite a lot. The new Avengers are pretty cool, Inhumans are pretty cool too. Paywall characters, yeah. If you have the money, go for paywall characters. But overall, I don't suggest them for new players. And for returning players, unless you have them at 6 star, don't bother investing in them. Because the only reason why I suggest you to have it at 6 stars is so that you can easily tier 2 them. You only have to farm bios for gear to max them out and use a tier 2 ticket with the free ones every month. So yeah. But in general, for both types of players, veterans, returning, new, whatever, maybe this team is for those who want to play this game for fun, not for grinding, for being the best, maybe for completing everything. But in terms of competitiveness, they're not as useful. You're better off other places, other characters. So that's it for today's episode. I hope this review was helpful of your decisions whether to develop on Team Pym or not, whether they're still relevant or not. For me, I personally don't think they are at the moment. So I'm sorry if I wasn't able to show off that much fights, but hopefully that world boss fight was enough to show you whether or not you want to invest in them or not. So at the end of the day, it's your choice. I want to hear your comments down below whether they're relevant or not. And if you like this video, don't hesitate to like, comment down below, subscribe for more. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. Thanks. Peace.